I have probably used over 100 different apps, websites, all sorts of different tools to help me grow my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it was painful as hell. And there has been so much progression in these tools. I'm breaking it down to the top 5 tools that I use to absolutely crush it on YouTube so that you can eliminate all of the guesswork. If you want to know exactly how to grow your YouTube channel, the top 5 apps on growing those YouTube channels, well, we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the YouTube Agents, helping entrepreneurs and real estate professionals grow massive YouTube channels for incredible amounts of business, all for free, and it's all on this channel, everything you need to know. If you want that information, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. Okay, so we're going to be discussing 5 apps that I currently use all the time. So these are what have absolutely helped me to grow not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, multiple channels, and I've got it all broken down into 5 very easy apps. So again, the 5th one at the end is what I use. That's the #1 tool. Without it, none of this stuff works. So make sure you stay tuned to the end for that one. But let's just talk about this for a second. So yes, there are so many different tools out there, and you see so many different things that help you grow your YouTube channel. But really, it boils down to what's the easiest? What's the quickest? How can I get, maybe my videos a little bit better? How can I find those titles? How can I shoot on the go with my cell phone? How can I make the most clickable thumbnails on planet Earth? Well, that's what we'll be breaking down today. Getting B-roll into videos, just a lot of really cool stuff. And it's what I use every day for multiple channels. It doesn't matter. So with that being said, the #1 app has to do with the old cellular telephone. So whether you are Android or iPhone, there is an app called KineMaster. I don't even know how it's pronounced, but I call it KineMaster. It's with a K, and you can find it in the App Store. It is the best editor for both iPhone and Android that I've ever seen. I've used it so many times. So you can download this. It's 100% free if you don't pay for it. I think it's like $5 or $10 if you pay for it. But if you don't, you get this little KineMaster watermark in all of your videos. Whatever. Didn't bother me, so that's what I used. But here's the big thing about KineMaster and why I love it, because I do so much on the go, and when a video idea hits me, I just shoot it. So I shoot a lot with my phone. Well, when I was trying to use iMovie on my cell phone, I couldn't do, stack clips. I couldn't do B-roll. And so that really kind of drove me crazy. I could do titles and cut and edit and do some videos, but hey, I wanted them to look just like, when I'm using my desktop here, the same. So it's free, and I don't want to go too deep on how to use it because I've done a video on it. If you look in this channel, the #1 video editing app for Android and iPhone for realtors, KineMaster, I've done it. Here's the best part. Yes, you can stack B-roll. So you can go out and you can do a vlog style. Hey, today we're in the Beaverton neighborhood. Here's Main Street right here. You're going to see all the shops, restaurants, bars. All the living is going to be out to the west. All the industrial is going to be out to the east. And so we're going to be diving into those neighborhoods and showing you what it's like to live here. So let's go, right? And then while you're driving, you can be shooting some B-roll. You can go to these neighborhoods and shoot it. So that's all these clips that, you can just bring right in and stack on top, and you can make a bunch of B-roll. So I've made some killer videos on it. You can add titles. You can add music. It's an incredible editing app. You don't need to make these perfect. I guess let's talk about that for a second. Everybody is getting so controlling over these videos, and they need to be absolutely perfect. No, I don't even, we have a team editing, I do 20, 30, 40 videos every month. I don't even look at them anymore. All I know is that the information that I either teach about Portland, about North Idaho, or, on this channel, people are wanting it. They searched it. So I know it doesn't have to be perfect as long as my information is on point. If the B-roll's a little bit off, if it's not absolutely perfect, that doesn't matter. You're competing sometimes against people who just turn a cell phone on vertically. It's not even formatted correctly, but they're telling their story. They're telling their information. So that's an incredible app that you can use on your phone on the go and make incredible videos as long as you're supplying the info they typed in. So with that being said, the #2 app that I absolutely love, I'm going to jump onto the computer really quick and show you, is called Envato Elements or Audio Jungle. This is something that I do pay for, and I will show you why. Yes, there is unlimited music. In fact, I love, a little bit of some upbeat hip hop. That's where I get all of my music, and it is constantly updated. You see all this, new. So every day there's new music, so you never run out. But that's not it. It's not all about music because there's a lot of places you can get free music. This is what I absolutely love is when I talk about B-roll, putting B-roll in videos, everybody thinks, oh, Jackson, you do these vlogs and you have all the drone footage and all that. If you actually watch a lot of them, there's just other types of B-roll where it's not me, but I'm proving a point. So, a lot of times, we're in Portland, you talk about, drinking beer with your friends, something like that. So the cool thing is once you pay for this, you have stock video. So beers with friends. Again, B-roll is just an incredible way to keep people's attention by jumping, back and forth. So it's not just you the whole time, but when you're like, hey, we love going to this area. There's so many breweries. You can go get brewskis with the friends. You see when I hover over this, they play. They're drinking beers, cheers, and whatever. This is killer B-roll. So when you're talking about those shops, restaurants, bars, this, boom, you just download it, you drag it straight into your editor, you're done. That's all you have to do. The other one I do, it's like moving day. Hey, when you're moving to Portland, we want to make that as easy as possible. So instead of me, making my own B-roll with video, there's all these moving day, their family, making a heap in the carpet. They're so happy they're moving. They got their boxes. They have so many of these ones too, where it actually writes out, hey, moving day. These ones work great for B-roll. There's lots and lots of I love this one right here. This is move-in day. So you have the family, with the van, and he comes and he takes that for sale sign and takes it away. So those are great B-roll. You can do coffee with friends. Whatever you're talking about, you can search in the stock video and find it. The other cool thing is a lot of the cities and towns have footage in here too. So I'd type in Portland, Oregon. Check this out. Look at all this stock footage of downtown, night lapse, all these different videos. Here's some killer drone shots that I could steal. And what I do is I download this and save it to an external hard drive. And now I have all this B-roll for all my videos. So there's a fire someone must have uploaded a bunch of. But yes, there's a bunch of them. There's videos of buildings. There's these cool time lapse. These are in every one of my videos. I just use them almost every single time. Why not? It's great B-roll. So that's why I love it. You have music, you have stock video, you even have a ton of stock pictures, so that you can use pictures and drag those into your editor as well. So hundreds of thousands, if not millions of photos. There's so many sound effects. This is an incredible one-stop shop. So I do pay for that. All right. So the number 3 app that I use, and this is actually on your phone and it's also on the computer, but I'll just show you right here on the computer. You can't grow until you learn the YouTube Studio. So this is everything. When I talk about, how to grow a YouTube channel, this is when I became a YouTuber and not a real estate agent on YouTube. So I dive deep into my analytics. This is telling me exactly what my viewers want. I'm able to go in and see how the heck are people even finding me. I went to the analytics, see more traffic source, and look at this. It tells me with the YouTube search how people are finding my channel. Well, it's all about living in Portland, Bend, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Salem, Oregon, living in Oregon. So all of these are my keywords that people are typing in and finding our channel. And so those are the videos that I know I need to shoot. This is where everything is. You can learn where people are watching your videos. And when I tell you there's a lot of countries watching, look at this list of countries. It's just unbelievable. And this is the last 28 days. You can filter this. If I go last 365, again, you can get very concise or broad with your data. This is where I live every single day. You can see, we have 70, 80 different countries looking at our content. So this is where I live, is in the YouTube Studio. What I love is you can get the YouTube Studio app. I am always on my phone on the go. So the other thing is it allows me to go in and reply to comments. Comments are huge in the algorithm. So no matter what the comment is, I'm always replying, because the more comments you can get, the more it shows engagement on your video and the more it places your video out there. So the YouTube Studio, I've done a bunch of videos on how to grow your YouTube channel with the YouTube Studio app. So again, I won't go too in depth, but there's nothing more important than, using the YouTube Studio to tell you exactly what your viewers want, your subscribers. You can look at your click-through rates to see which thumbnails are working best. I love data analytics and growing channels. Right now, I want you to take 2 seconds and hit that like button. If you've been staying on this long, you're loving the content. I do so many videos. Hey, the least you could do for me is smash that like button. Comment down below some of the apps that you're using. I want to learn those too and dive into them. So let's get back to it. Number 4 on the list is what I use probably the most. Besides the last one that we're going to talk about, I live on PicMonkey.com. So I've done so many videos on PicMonkey, so I won't really dive into how to use it. But if you're talking about growing your YouTube channel, PicMonkey has everything you need. Now, I hear it all the time, Jackson, why don't you use Canva? They're almost the same. In fact, they're so competitive nowadays that as soon as one comes out with a new tool on there, the other one copies it. So with PicMonkey, you'll see our thumbnails that we build lately are absolutely eye-popping. They're incredible. We're getting just skyrocketed click-through rates, all with PicMonkey. I've done a bunch of tutorials and videos on how to use it for thumbnails, but we also use it for B-roll. I make all my custom titles. I'm always dropping in pictures. You know, I can go screenshot any picture, or I can use Audio Jungle and Envato Elements, you know, and upload that into PicMonkey into a 1080 frame so I can drag that into my editor. So my videos are really starting to get lots and lots of B-roll, really capturing people's attention. In fact, our new North Idaho channel has average view times of 7, 8, and even 9.5 minutes. So we're keeping people on there a long time, and it's really with PicMonkey by bringing in a lot of those, you know, that B-roll, a lot of those pictures, a lot of those graphs, graphics, the maps. I build some killer maps and I point. We all take it for granted. We know exactly what we're talking about, but people moving there don't. So that's the number one thing I learned, was how to use PicMonkey was to make those maps and point arrows to where I'm talking about all the different cities and suburbs, and maybe give it a reference point. So PicMonkey, thumbnails, all of your, you know, you can do channel arts, you can do all your B-roll. And that is why I love PicMonkey. Plus, the coolest thing now is by the click of a button, you can actually remove the border. So you can take a picture of yourself, picture of anything you find on the internet, anything, and you can remove the background. Really freaking cool. Number 5, that's why you're here. There's nothing more important. All this stuff I'm talking about doesn't work if you don't find the correct titles. So not only do you need titles, you need to learn how to construct those titles. So with that being said, I'll dive back onto the computer. TubeBuddy.com is the most important tool that you will find. If you use TubeBuddy.com/YTAgents, it's down in the description, or you can write that down. So that's /YTAgents. That's our little affiliate link. Doesn't cost you anything more. It gives me a couple bucks. This is what I use for everything. Now, when I say I used to have multiple apps, I used to have 3 different websites or apps that I used to get a title, find out if I could rank for it, and to find the relevance, because it all wasn't there. Now it's all here. The best part about it, you have the Keyword Explorer. So this is where you're going to start finding titles. You know, it's just like you can type in anything. Living in Southeast Portland, Oregon. That comes right up. That's a search. If it pops up, people are searching that. Tells me right away, this is an excellent term. You can go after it. Now, I have thousands of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views, so I rank for it a little easier. And if you pay for it, which I'm telling you just right now, pay for it. It's the best thing in the world, because it's going to give you a weighted and an unweighted. So weighted is my channel. How I would do a brand new channel. Hey, it's still a pretty good, you know, keyword to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, because I know people don't type in Southeast a lot. They just do SE Portland. So when you type that in, it's going to give you a really good, in fact, it gives me a excellent. Like now it really crushed it. It brought that right up. And so I see right there, Southeast Portland, Oregon. In fact, if I go back here and I just erase the living in, and this is what I do, I get obsessed. I change all these titles to see how I can get the best ranking, period. And so SE Portland, Oregon, again, even better, 90 out of 100. I know it. And the results tab shows that there we are, number 1, we're number 2. In fact, we have 5 of the top 40 searches for that keyword alone. Now, the cool thing about TubeBuddy is it doesn't stop there. If you really want to learn how to grow your channel, you got to optimize. So optimize is everything that you see in yellow is relevance. So when someone types something into YouTube, they're trying to find the most relevant video. And not they, sorry, YouTube is finding the most relevant video. So it has to have it in your title, your description, and your tags. As you see, I've got it everywhere. I have SE Portland, Oregon in everything. That's why I'm the most relevant. That's why I rise to the top. But you got to make killer videos and keep people on a long time with all the other apps that I showed you before, so that you do rank, because you can do all this optimization, but if you don't make a good video, hey, you're not keeping people on there long, they're not going to reward you. So it's a combination of everything, but this tool absolutely crushes it. But I'll show you even more. You can go right here to action. You hit optimize in the SEO studio. And the first thing you'll notice is this is the most crazy cool program right here. If you see this right here, I'm going to hit Command C. I'm going to copy that. Okay, I'm going to erase this in my description. Watch this. I just lost 20 points of SEO score because of my description. So this is a huge mistake that all YouTubers make. And this is why I can go in and beat out those, YouTubers that have 100,000 views, 500,000 views, 1 million subscribers, because they don't optimize the way I do. So just by putting that in my description, you see I get 20 points of SEO. And then I would go in here and I would type out a really good, description about, hey, so you're thinking about moving or relocating, and I'll just show you. So you are moving to, watch this, Portland. See how that jumped way up? Because I'm using those tags again. Oops. Okay. Right there, I got 10 more points of SEO. So this is what we're doing. And you would go to next, and I would finish that out, like a really good description. But again, if you move that tag, boom, it kills you. You got to have it, tags, titles, descriptions. So I would hit enter, and boom, we get all that back. So it goes through everything. And lastly, the thumbnail. So right here, you can see, we have the bet, that really stands out. YouTube tells you use bright colors, high contrast, a close-up of the human face whenever possible, and text is large enough to read. So we really capture that with our thumbnails, and that's what we use PicMonkey for. So that's why it's so important. But you will never, ever have success if you don't find the correct titles and do all that relevance and optimization. That's why I saved the best for last. But you also have to make those videos interesting and keep people on there for as long as possible. So storytelling is super important, adding that B-roll, adding some music, adding some custom titles, dropping in some maps. That's really how you keep people on as long as possible, so that when you do all the optimization and everything that I taught, and you use those apps that were at the beginning, that's how you're going to keep people on the longest, be the most relevant, and absolutely dominate on YouTube. These videos that you see popping up right now are exactly how to grow your YouTube channel so that you can dominate today. Start clicking on those and you will be well on your way. Until our next video, guys, we'll catch you later.